Good afternoon, folks, and thanks for joining us. My name is Tim Wheaton with MMA Sucka, and joining us today is the reigning glory lightweight champion, Tyjani Beztati. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, you know me, hanging out, the usual stuff. You're fresh off of your title defense against Josh Johnsey in what was a very career-defining performance. How do you feel after this major win?
It felt like I made a statement, not also for me, but also for the division.
Mhm.
And we trained hard for that fight, and I only expected an outcome like that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
It was a great performance. Did it go better than expected, or did you guys expect to win it that conclusively?
Um, you know, to be honest, I I just started. Because it was in the second round and I finished the fight, but I was just patient and I was just getting started. I was just warmed up, So to be honest, we didn't show everything what we practiced, but that's for another fight.
Man, it sucks when you finish your opponent so fast that you don't get to show off all the other cool stuff you learned in training,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely, man.
So, how do you get back into the gym? Was there any areas that you saw maybe working on improvement here and there? Like, how do you get motivated to get back in the gym after such a good show like that?
Of course, I took some time off because I was in preparation for a few months.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, so I took my rest a little bit, and after that, I went to a training camp in Spain because one of my friends was doing his preparation there for soccer. So I've been there. Um, After that, I went back to the gym here at Days Gym, and I got some training in, and after that, I just got back from London.
Hmm.
I did some boxing there in several boxing gyms. So yeah, I'm busy.
Man, you said you took some time off. It sounds like you barely took any time off. You're right back in the gym again, man.
Yeah.
Do you actually ever vacation, or are you just constantly in the gym?
No, yeah, actually, after my fight, I took some time off,
Hmm.
and a few weeks, and now I'm back because I'm already hungry for the next.
Oh, absolutely. And your next opponent is coming up. Glory told me that at Glory 81 on August 20th, your next opponent will be decided between Stoyan, and I'm sorry about the name, between Stoyan Koprivlenski versus
Yeah,
Guerric Billet.
yeah.
Who do you see in this matchup? How do you break down this matchup?
To be honest, they're two different fighters. I fought Stoyan twice.
Hmm.
Um, the first time I lost, and the second time I won my fight. I did it in a fashionable way. I gave him actually a kickboxing clinic, and you know, we can say a lot about the first fight because
Hmm.
it was in the final of a tournament where I already broke my foot in the semifinals. But no excuses. He won the fight, but that has to be said, and because we all saw what happened in the second fight.
Well,
Um,
yeah, go on.
yeah, and Garrick Billet, yeah, I don't know much about him. I saw him fight a few times. He did well against Northern Benmo.
Hmm.
To be honest, he did a tremendous job against Northern Benmo. So yeah, let's see what will happen. Yeah,
Well, like you said, he beat Norden Ben Mo, and I think Ben Mo was one of those guys that we all picked as the next contender. Like, watch this guy; he's coming in
yeah,
from infusion, he's riding hot. Ben Mo was supposed to be the guy, and then
yeah,
Belay just stepped in and said, "No, it's my show. I'm
yeah,
coming." Belay
yeah,
might be a really good opponent, right?
yeah. It's fighting. Styles makes fights, and I think Billet's style wasn't for Northern Benmo. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
but he did a good job. He won his fight, and yeah, I was there ringside,
Hmm.
and he did a good job against him. Yeah,
Well, and it's so hard because you were talking about your previous fights against Stoyan.
yeah,
Though you're improving so fast that even
yeah,
your last win against him, which was like 4 years ago now, you're
Yeah.
a different fighter than you were even 4 years ago, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a totally different fighter, and that's because of my team. Also
Mm.
because of my team. This style fits. Um, my team, feels like family, and I think when that's the case, I think then you get the best performances out of an athlete. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm a totally different fighter. To be honest, he fought a lot during Corona, also on different events,
Yep.
organizations. But yeah, that's
We
not
might
gonna make, that's not gonna make him win from me.
and,
Yeah,
and speaking of, you took a couple fights as well, and you fought in front of
yeah,
empty audiences
yeah.
over the pandemic period. Are you getting used to fighting in front of no audience, or for you, is it still you want the crowd there?
Of course, man. I want the crowd back, because that gives me even more energy. You know what I did last time without crowd and without audience. When I'm going to do that with the audience and with the crowd, I, I think that I can't describe that feeling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we had a listener question for you as well. That if you
Yeah.
could pick anywhere in the world, where's your dream fight? Where do you most want to compete? What audience do you want there for you?
To be honest, I have several countries where I would like to fight.
Hmm.
Morocco would be amazing. In front of my own crowd.
Hmm.
Japan would be very great because you know as a little kid, I grew up watching the K1 in Japan, K1 Max also in Japan. So it would be amazing to fight in Japan. I fought in China, but that's not Japan. You know what I mean? So yeah, Japan. Um, yeah, to be honest,
Hmm.
I think those two countries will be amazing. But there's
Oh
also
yeah.
like there's also like in the US there's like Madison Square Garden, MGM Grand, that kind of venues I would like to headline, also there in the future.
Oh
So
yeah, Glory's done shows at MSG. I think it would be historic. I would love to see Glory in Morocco. There's so much good kickboxing talent from Morocco. It's one of the
yeah,
capital countries of kickboxing. It would
yeah,
be great to see. But speaking of Japan,
yeah,
Glory is now working with Glory Rivals, and they're going to be facing off against other Rise, the champions in Rise or fighters in Rise. Do you
yeah.
have your eye on the Rise champion, the Lee Sung Hyun? Because that's your weight class. Would you want to
To,
do a crossover again
to
in
be
with
honest,
Rise? Yeah, go ahead.
I haven't watched who's the champion there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't even watch those fighters, but
Mhm.
it would be amazing to fight there, and of course to fight their champion, because that would be another milestone in my career. To go over there, be their champion, and become a Rise champion as well. So yeah, who knows? Who knows? I hope Glory can make it happen in the future.
Man, how cool would that be? Fighting in Tokyo, fighting the
Yeah,
champion of the
yeah,
Japanese organization. Oh, what a dream that is, eh?
yeah. Be great. That would be great, man.
So you were growing up watching K1. Who were some of the biggest stars that you had looked up to that inspired you to stay in the sport? Obviously, I think Badr Hari is probably safe to say, right?
Yeah, Badr Hari, Remy Bonjasky,
Oh yeah, Remy's cool.
Tokan Saki,
Yep.
Tyrone Spong, Peter Art, that kind of fighters. And I'll also watch K1 Max, Buakau, Andy Sauer, Albert Kraus, um, and even one of my old teammates, Mohammed Kamal,
Yep.
uh, were also at the K1 Max, and those were the fighters for me that I watched. Yeah,
Yeah. Some of the most amazing moments in kickboxing history came through those
yeah,
K1 doors, and it was the coolest time. But speaking of Badr Hari, we have a trilogy coming up, and I want to get
yeah,
your prediction on this one. Badr Hari versus Alistair Overeem 3 has officially been announced for October. Who's your pick
yeah.
in this fight? How do you see it going, sir?
It would be an amazing fight. I think both came from uh, both came from a loss, and not a very uh, good period in their career. Because Alistair just came into kickboxing. He was in the UFC, um, and Badr, came from a few losses. But yeah, it's hard to pick. To be honest, I think it's a 50-50 now. But I hope Badr will do it now and show that he still got it.
Oh, absolutely, Tyjani. And we also have some listener questions for you. Some of your fans were reaching out and had some questions for you, sir. So they want to know. I have a list of questions here. One of them is, what is the best bit of coaching advice you've ever received?
Phew, that I just need to enjoy the time inside the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you mean before a fight, or during training?
Any at all. Any coaching
Okay,
advice
yeah.
at all. Can be
So
either.
when I'm going into the ring, my coaches always tell me, like, enjoy it. Go out there, enjoy, do your thing, and when you do your thing, you're the best. And when you got passion for it, you are the best, and that's also how I feel. It's like, I can tell, like, when I enjoy it, I'm the best version of me. So that's the most important. And during training, yeah, I can give our recipes. I
That's true, actually. I got to keep
Yeah,
it a secret.
what's going what happens in the kitchen. We can give out. Yeah.
Man, absolutely awesome. Who do you consider right now to be the top pound for pound fighter in kickboxing?
In kickboxing,
Hmm.
to be honest, I don't follow a lot of kickboxing. I'm
Yeah.
watching I'm watching a lot of boxing.
Mhm.
So difficult question. I
No,
can't
no,
answer. I
that's
can't.
fine.
You know. I have to do my research.
No problem.
I,
You get back to me, eh?
I I think I'm on my way to become the pound for pound best lightweight. I'm on my way,
Well,
and
especially with the last win.
yeah, especially with my last win, and especially if you're looking at the age, I'm the youngest lightweight champion in the world. You know what I mean? So I have a very big career ahead of me, and so I hope to fight soon again.
So
Yeah,
let me ask you, you're training a lot of boxing. You're saying you're up in London doing some boxing. You're watching a lot of boxing.
yeah.
Is boxing perhaps in your future?
Who knows? Since I was 14 years old, 14, 15 years old, I had a very big love for boxing. But
Hmm.
I already started kickboxing from the age of 10.
Hmm.
But I always loved boxing. But because the level in Holland isn't like the level in England or in the US. I just
Hmm.
kept on going, and did some, and did kickboxing. But you know who knows, man? Who knows? I have a very big love for boxing, and yeah, let's see.
We'll see. We'll see what the future holds for you. You're talented. You're young. You're still developing. There's lots of opportunity ahead of you.
Yeah.
And
I'm still focusing on kickboxing now because
mm,
I'm the champion, and um probably will fight soon.
absolutely, I think you're right about that as well. We have another listener question, and I know I asked it to you before. I know the answer. Every interviewer asks you it. Why don't you go up? Why don't you go up to welterweight?
You know what it is? I'm now focusing on the lightweight division,
Hmm.
and to be honest, I never weighted like a welterweight. I never um, reached the weight of 77 kilograms. So when I'm going to welterweight, or when I consider making the step, I need to make some adjustment in my diet. To become much bigger, and to become like to reach a weight that I never weighted in before. You know what I mean? So and to be honest, all the fighters who are fighting at welterweight, they're coming from like 83, 82. So I first need to reach that weight before I'm going to cut weight again to 77 kilogram. You know what I mean? So we need to make that kind of adjustments. It's all about details, when I make that step. But to be honest, now I just focusing on the lightweight division. um and you know, to become and to stay the lightweight champion of the world. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's a fair assessment. Absolutely appreciate that. And one last question for you as well. When are you going to get back in there? So we got a contender
Oh,
fight here you for on August 20th. When are
yeah.
you wanting to get back in the ring?
October 8th, Glory Collision.
October 8th, Glory Collision 4.
Glory Collision 4. You know, all the Moroccans will be out there. Be amazing and great to fight there as well. You know, um, and you know, I know for a fact that all the fans want to see me there fighting. You know, and you know, so let's say October 8th. Glory can't put me not on that card. You know.
Oh, I'm excited for that. So we have upcoming your contender fight, and then you're looking to get back in there on October 8th at Glory Collision 4. Tyjani, last word goes to you. Tell the people where they can find more of you, what you got going on, all that good stuff, sir.
Yeah, man. You know, y'all can follow me on all the socials. You know, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Tyjani Beztati at Tyjani Beztati. Keep following me. Keep supporting me. I will be out there. You know, October 8th, Collision 4. I'm just speaking it into existence already. You know what I mean? So keep following me. And I always say, you know, the only way is the champ way.
Only way is the champ way. Appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you very much.